Hey Neely, hey Tai Tai. Just waiting on Bev to come back in. Hey Rich. All right. Okay.
All right.
So don't hate me, right? But
Oh
my
no.
my battery is on 33%. So
Okay.
let's go until it dies.
Okay.
As long as it will allow us to.
Okay.
I
Maybe
charged it and
probably
everything.
30 minutes or so.
Yeah, I charged it and everything, and it doesn't do a good job charging while I'm using it. So,
Okay, no
but
problem.
I could just sense that everyone was loving the conversation. I didn't want to just end it there. So, you're dropping a lot
Okay.
of gems.
Okay. So basically what I was saying was, like one of the things I believe in is like just leading with love. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if what you're giving, that's what you're gonna get back. So, just be good at, I mean, so that more good can happen in your life. Like you have to be happy for others, you
Mm.
know? Like I remember my mom saying to me not long ago, like maybe 2 years ago or so, like all these Nigerian weddings were happening back to back, and these guys are like 5 years, however so much years younger than me, you know? But
Right.
anytime you see me, you would think that I'm the sister, because I do feel like I'm the big sister of some of these people, you know? So I'm happy for them. I'm so happy for them. And my mom said, that's why you're going to get yours too, because you're happy for others. And she said, that's what everybody say about me. They love to see me because of how happy. Like there's one picture on my page that somebody told me recently, I love that picture right there. And I said, that's so funny that you love that picture because I'm the one that gathered those girls and was like, oh, come on, take a picture with me,
Yeah.
because I know as our culture is, our culture, we bow down to people who are older than us. We respect people who are older. We have a big culture of respect. So those girls probably would have never in a million years come to me and ask me to take a picture with them
Mm.
because they're all younger than me. So I
Yeah.
try to create that. So I say, oh, come, and we all look so happy in the picture. And I'm the only one not with the actual ID. I was wearing the royal blue. They were wearing purple. I was wearing the royal blue, which was like the party color for everybody else who was coming. So,
Yeah.
but that picture is everything. Every time, certain pictures, people always say the same thing to me. And there's always like a story behind that picture. So I love that. And I just love, like I said, if I come across anyone who doesn't think like the way that I think that you think the same way as me because I always see it all the time. I always see our comments going up like at the same time. It's literally like the same thing written in our own words,
Yes.
and I love that. So I love being like in tune. So of course everyone's not going to be in tune with you, but I believe in lifting up if I can, lifting up if I can. So anyone I meet, um, I just believe in changing hearts. You're gonna change hearts. Look, today you learn today. Tomorrow you're not gonna come and approach another black woman like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I operate. If I'm standing up for myself, I'm standing up for all of us, literally. And I just believe in point blank, even outside of anything like that, to just give a little love, give a little love. You might not be a part of my tribe, even to my Uber drivers. I have a few Uber drivers following me because they feel the love. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you something. And it's like, whoa, you telling me all this whole big story? But I'm not afraid to express anything that happens, in my life because it's something that you can only like learn from. You can
Mm.
only learn from something I'm going to tell you. If I tell you this story, you're gonna learn something. Yeah, I can tell you that. So I just believe in that. I just believe in just showing the goodness of us because there's so many people who don't expect that from us, and they like to try to poke our buttons and think that they're going to get a certain reaction out of me or us. And I always say they picked the right black lady today because you
Yeah.
are not going to get that from me.
Isn't that
You're not.
funny?
You're
Isn't that
not.
funny when you do like reverse psychology and they expect you to be so pissed off and you're like, have a great day. And they're like, what?
Exactly.
She's like smiling, she's happy. That's
Right.
the best part, honestly,
Right.
of being
So
with
I do that in my daily walk. I do that on my daily job, and I do that in my work. That's what I believe in, you know?
yeah. No, I think that's a really great point that you brought up about being happy for people.
Mm-hmm.
And I found in certain circles that I've been in the past that I was really the only person happy for everyone. Like, I don't have a single jealous bone in my body.
Yeah, me
Like
neither.
if I think that we're all at the same table and one of us eats, I believe all of us eat.
Right.
So,
This is building community. That's
yeah,
building community.
community. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
therefore, I'm going to be super happy for you. Probably even happier than I would be for myself. Like, even when
Mm-hmm.
my friends have their birthdays, I feel like I'm celebrating my birthday because I'm like that happy for them. And so I feel as though when you are unable to be happy for people, it comes
Mm-hmm.
back to you. It really does. Karma, whatever you call it, it comes back to you. Whereas when you're really genuinely happy for people and you try to, do your best to speak positive affirmations onto them,
Mm-hmm.
it really does come back to you. And it might be in a setting that you don't even know about. People are
Mm-hmm.
speaking positively about you in rooms that you're not even in
Exactly.
because they know your character and they know that you're somebody who's genuine and
Mm-hmm.
humble, and character is everything. I don't
Right.
care how much money you have. I don't care what you've
Right.
accomplished. But I really do believe, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
that character is everything.
Right.
So
And
you
that
really,
you saying that made me think of what I said to you earlier. Like
right.
if somebody comes to me with their thing and they want to create this story, and I let them keep that story and I move on with my own because this is I'm not going along. I'm going with this. So even if it means me letting go of, like, for instance, I had to let go of a company name to some degree, and
Mm,
move on with another company name. It's not finished. I'm still using it, but maybe it's just not the appointed time for it. But I will use that name. But at the time, they kind of took part of my name, and then they probably thought I was going to start making noise about it and complaining. Look, y'all could keep that. And I saw so many things happen to those people that it's crazy,
mm,
and ultimately they couldn't have my full name.
right.
So they have an opportunity, actually, can say, to use the full name, but God stopped it at like 7. The number 7 is part of the name, but God stopped it at number 6 for them. So they're not even going
Mm,
to be able to touch number 7. You see what I'm saying?
right.
So God is so good like that. God is so good like that. And God is faithful. And I believe that, period. There's nothing you could do to me. There's nothing you could do, because at the end of the day, even if God allows something, he's going to cut it off at some point. Like I remember Joel Osteen saying sometimes the enemy or the devil likes to come on your field. I think he's talking about like football or something, and likes to, parade and dance on your field like they won, but the game is not over.
Mm.
The
It's
game
like
is
they
not
say, whoever
over.
has the last laugh has the
Yes.
best laugh. Yeah, whoever laughs last laughs best. That's what my
Exactly.
mom always
It's
says
so
that.
true. It's so
And you
true.
can't get distracted by that because you got to believe that.
And that's what they want you to get distracted by that.
Yeah, no. And also when it comes to being a creative and someone steals your idea and they're not a creative, it's like they're shooting themselves in the foot because it's like, all right,
Exactly.
it's time for the next idea. Where
Right.
are you? No.
Right. Right.
You've already moved on. You've already created your
Right.
own new company.
Right. And it's funny, I posted something earlier today, a scripture, and in my hashtags underneath it, I said, God is in the details.
Mm.
Because basically the scripture was saying something like, God, let me give you the scripture. Let me not like move around it. Let's just get to it, right? I'll give you 2 seconds and I'm going to find it right now, because this double phone life is wonderful. So the scripture says, the Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives.
Mm.
Though they stumble, they will never fall, for the Lord holds them by the hand, you know? And
Well,
underneath it, I said, hashtag God is in the details, which he is. And I think that what you just said speaks so highly to that. Like, even recently, like, one thing about me, I may not say all the details, or I might not say the right word, so what I mean, like, I remember recently telling somebody I was going to do braids. And then this lady who I see that I feel like she's tries to compete with me, she went and got braids, like, before I could get the braids. And then I was like, I just said I was going to do braids. And then, like,
yeah.
2
Yep.
days later, she got the braids. I was like,
Why do people do
that
that?
is not a coincidence. But
Yeah.
what she failed to understand is what I meant by braids. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Yeah.
Because for me, those on your head are braids. down on your head is braids, twists are braids, fox locks are braids. All of that is braids category for me.
Right, right.
So every time I want that, which y'all call plaits, I'm gonna call it braids. So I literally was talking about plaits, and she went
Mhm.
and got braids.
Oh wow.
So
So
I
put
just said,
that in there
look at this. So like you
for
said, you
nothing.
can't even copy my idea because you don't have my vision. You don't see my full what I'm talking about, and you didn't ask me to even
Yeah,
confirm on top of it. But people like that, like I call them grabbers. They just grab and run, you know? They just
yeah.
grab and run and they don't think about the details. They don't think about the consequences, you know? And therefore that's what really kind of you know, lack of better word, shoots them in the foot
Yeah.
because you didn't think about the details, you know, and you didn't even care. But it's
Mhm.
because you don't carry the grace or the anointing for it in the first place, you know?
Right.
So what's for you is for you, what's not is not, and there's nothing you can do about it. And as long as you're trying to quote unquote take something from someone else, it will always, like I told Kenny Burns that the other day, he said something like someone was trying to be like me. And I said, look, can nobody be Beverly but Beverly, you
Yeah.
know? And I don't know what he said after that, but I was like, look, I was like, somebody can show you who they are, which I think is a very strong and important message. Someone can show you who they are, but no one can show you who I am. Only I can do that. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because even
Exactly.
just through conversation, even look, whatever they're saying, bring it to me. We could talk about it because you're gonna find in the details the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get away from it. You
Yeah.
know? But I think in his case we already have a great friendship and he already knows what's up and he already sees through it basically, you know. So at
Yeah.
the end of the day, like I said, there's just nothing you could do. Because whatever God created you for, that's what he created you for. And what God created me for is just like our fingerprint. You
Right.
can't have my fingerprint. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
It's
There's
in your
nothing you can do
DNA.
about it. There's nothing you can
Yeah.
do about it. We
That's what's
all have a
crazy.
different fingerprint, period. And
People copy it, but
if God can give billions of people fingerprints, you know, I just, you know, like I said, my dad wanted me to be a doctor, and I said I ain't gonna be a doctor because I already knew as a kid what I was gonna be because it was something that, you know, there's nothing that like vision, you know,
Mhm.
because there's no denying a vision. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People have different gifts. Some people may dream something or hear it clearer. I think that sometimes people can hear, like I hear from God, but some people can hear more clearer
Hmm.
than me. Like I may see things more. God will give me a vision more. God will make you hear things more. You know, there's just so many different gifts, even in the spiritual. So,
Yeah.
you know, you just got to know you. You just got to know yourself. You just got to love yourself. And you just got to love others, you know, because if you really love yourself, you love others. You
That's
know,
true.
there's no way that you love yourself and you don't love others, you know,
Yeah.
because if you really want a better world, you know, that's why all this noise that people make, you know, it's all great and all vote and all that great stuff. But what I really want people to really think about is just their self. How do we treat each other? You know,
Yeah.
how do we look at the next person next to us? Are we going to look out for that person if there's an injustice happening right before
Mm.
our eyes? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like these are the things that matter because like for the sake of like topic of like bullies, you know, like
Hmm.
how we got adult bullies out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How we got adult bullies.
Same.
I'll tell you why. Because nobody want to stand up to the bully. Nobody want to say anything. Everybody want to make the bully uncomfortable. Well, oh, let's not tell the good person. And oh, let's just give them what they want. No, let's not give them what they want. Let's continue to focus on the good person because what's going to happen then is that person's going to be lonely over there. They're going to be lonely in their corner. They're going to come right back over there to y'all with that apology, with that I'm sorry, with that I was wrong, and get their act together. And that's how we change, you
Yep.
know? And that's how we change. But we can't just let all of the wicked ones win. They've been winning too long. You know?
Well, the thing
It's
about it too is you really have to watch your circle because
hmm
energy is transferred. And so if you just hang around a bunch of negative people, especially bullies, you're going
right.
to become one too. And I really do believe in the saying
That's
that
so true.
birds of a feather flock together.
Yes.
So it's no way that you can claim to be a good person and be in a group of people that
Right.
are negative all the time. And you can only
hmm
win being positive. Even if you win a
hmm
little bit as a negative person, you're going to stop
hmm
at some point
That's
because
so
you're
true.
just gonna literally revel in that negativity and just get distracted and just fall down.
Right, and that's the
Like
thing for
I felt
me.
like an
Like I just
African
feel like,
American, right? Still play
yeah.
ball.
But I don't even feel like I just feel like like I said, I'm an artist. I ain't got time. I've been
Yeah,
through stuff. I've been through stuff. I'm 38 years old. I don't have time for you to grow up. I don't have time for it. You know, I got to do stuff. I don't got time for that. So if you're not trying to do something and work together, I don't got time for that conversation. If you don't, it don't even have to be the problem. If you got a problem with somebody else, look, I don't have time for that conversation. Like I don't have time for that. You know. So
yeah,
find somebody just like you know, because I don't have time for it. You know, I don't have time for anything that's going backwards. I'm going
yeah.
forwards. You
Forward
know.
only. Forward ever, backward never. That's what mom says. You and her have so many gems, honestly.
It's
All these
so funny
African
because
proverbs.
it's two things that you will hear from me quite often is everybody mama love me.
True, true. I can
and,
say the same.
and what was the other one? Child, that one just slipped my mind, but I always say that everybody mama love me. You like you might not like me because you're not on my level, but your mom gonna like me though. And your kid and yeah, your kid is gonna like me too, you know? I've actually had people like one notable thing with me when I was in retail, like people would just like habitually leave me with their baby. You know,
Yeah.
and my boss, I remember one of my last retail companies I worked for was Ann Taylor, and this lady would get pissed. She would come out and see a stroller next to me and go, Beverly, why is everybody leaving their baby with you? I'm like,
The baby
I'm like,
whisperer.
I'm like, cause she just went to try on something real quick. I told her that she could leave the baby there. I told her I wasn't gonna move, and I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna stay right here until she come back. She'll be right back. She'll be right back. Don't worry about it. And she just be like, oh, like she couldn't stand that I would do that, but it was like for me the right thing to do. So even if that was like a company standard or or in-store rule because management made that rule, whatever the case may be, I'm willing to break your rules. You understand what I'm saying? I will break your rules if it's for the betterment of my customer. You know, I've always been like that. You know, but like it's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Thank you, Kendra. She says call going above and beyond.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I had a manager mad at me. I used to work in this one great mall over here, and there's a hotel directly behind it that is owned by the owners of the mall.
Mm.
And I discovered that because there was always clients that were from some other country that would be staying there. And then I found out that they had a shuttle that would transport them. They would promote that, obviously, and bring them to the mall. So, but the shuttle ends at a specific time. So if they're shopping late, then it's like, okay, how am I going to get my stuff back? Or they plan on going somewhere else or whatever. But sometimes people ask you to hold stuff, but sometimes, in this one particular lady's case, she had a lot of bags. And she says, well, I don't know how I'm going to get it back because I'm not going to walk. She said, I'm not walking all the way to where the bus picks her up for that. And I
Yeah.
said, oh, no, no worries, ma'am. I said, I'm going to get it to you. I said, you said you're in the hotel across the street, right? And she said, yeah. And I named it and everything. She says, yes. I said, well, I'm going to make sure that we get it. I said, I don't know if we have a courier. She's like, do you have a courier service? And I said, I'm not sure. But even if we don't, I will bring it there myself, you know? So I
Mm.
just need your room number, your name. I'm going to make sure that you get it. Because I had a car at the time, you know? So my manager, you know, when I told him about it, he was like, why did you tell her that? You know? And I said, because that's what she needed, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, what, we don't have a courier service? He said, no. And I said, well, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to do it. As soon as I get off soon. I'm going to do it. He says, don't do that. And I go, why not? You know, like to me, it wasn't a big deal because that's me giving my word. I'm not going to lose my job over her stuff. I'm going to make sure she get her stuff. And to be honest with you, when I got there, the service was so great. I left it with the bellman. And I believed inside of me that she was going to get it. And like I said, if anything happened, guess who would be paying for it? Me. You know, so I use my faith in action like that. I mean, you're talking to somebody who, you know, I could see somebody walking by and I just see their money flying like that. Like, and I'm like, miss, your money. You know? Like if I was a dishonest person, I could have let you drop that money and keep it moving and be like, hey,
Right.
$400. But
And just keep the receipt.
yeah. And it was literally like $400 just
Wow.
four single hundreds like this. And I saw it departing from her and I said, wait, you know. And I would like if somebody was leaving their kid's teddy behind, I'd be like, wait, I would run after them. And people would be looking at me like, why is she running after them? Because I know how important that teddy is to that kid. I know how important it is to that kid.
Yeah.
And your kid gonna be crying all night. So I'm helping you, okay? Here,
Yeah.
please. Take it. Take your stuff out of the store. Don't leave nothing up in here. Is that yours? Yeah, yeah, ma'am. Look, you're about to leave it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that, you know, to me that matters and goes a long way and causes people, you know, at the end of the day, you want as a business owner or anyone in any kind of sales, you want them to come back to you, right? You want
Right.
them to be a repeat customer. You want them to be, you know, a lifelong, you know, shopper with you. So,
Yeah.
you know, Kenny even said that the other day. Kenny Burns, like, do you really think people are buying the brand or are they buying from you? So
Mm.
I knew my strength as a salesperson when I was in retail as well, you know, because I knew they were buying from me. When I left, like, a particular company, you know, well, that's what I love about, like, when we talk about, like, knowing yourself, your aura, your genre, you know?
Right.
Like, where I shop, they shop. We're the same, you know? Just
Yeah.
because you're Spanish or white or whatever don't mean nothing. You like, we are the same, you know?
Yeah.
We're literally, we eat from the same places, and I would see them everywhere I went, cheese course, Venetian nails, wherever I was, there goes one of these J. Crew customers, basically, one of my
Yeah.
clients.
Yeah.
I remember one time, you know, there's a Venetian nail spot over here close to me, and there's what they have a yogurt land right next to it. And I like to go to Yogurtland, pick up my yogurt cup, and then I go to Venetian Nails. And I sit, I go, let my feet soak for 5 minutes, please, ma'am, 5 minutes. And I let my feet soak while I'm eating the yogurt. And I'm telling you, there is no better feeling for me than my off day, my day that I go and do that, you know? So I'm
Yeah.
sitting there comfortably eating that while my feet are warm and soaking. And the next thing you know, I see this lady come, and I'll tell you her name because I can still remember. She went 2 seats over from me, and she had a cup, and she did the same exact thing. And I just looked over and went like this. And I was like, Paola? You know, her name is Paola.
Yeah.
And she looks at me, she's like, oh my God, Beverly, you know? And it's like, we're the only two people back here right now. Like, come on. You
Yeah.
know, that is not, you know, a coincidence. You
Yeah.
know, it's not a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? So I love moments like that, you know, because it just goes to show and prove even that you are who you are. And that's it. That's why your customer loves you, because your customer is you. You know,
Exactly.
and that's the point of a brand and knowing what it stands for. Because at the end of the day, you got to understand that quality matters not to only artists and designers, but to people who shop as well. They might not be a designer, they might
Yeah.
not be able to do what you do, but they appreciate quality. You know, they
And they.
appreciate quality service, quality product. So they'll literally spend more money for the better one than the person who's trying to do the knockoff.
Yeah.
That was a discovery like God gave me for 2 3 years. And I'm telling you, he had to break it, you know, because I used to be like, oh, like for instance, I'll tell you a quick little story. LeBron James' wife, she had started like it was called the Juice Spot. She started this place that she had like all the way down in Brickell,
Oh.
and this is like just before they left here. But she started that, and I don't know. I saw some post somehow somewhere. You know, I'm always seeing something, and I was like, ooh. And that's when I had done my first T-shirt. So I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna meet LeBron James. I'm gonna give him a T-shirt. I gave them both a T-shirt. You know. But she was super nice, and I remember she was just like, Beverly, you want to try some things? And I was like, sure. And then she, so she was like giving me everything they had to test. She just used me like
Wow.
to test, and it's so funny because that's what I do now, right? I
Yeah.
eat food on live, you know, I mean, stuff. But she gave me everything to test, you know, and then the next thing you know me, I jump to Instagram, I'm posting using hashtags, all of this great stuff, and the next thing you know, some other juice place that was going to open soon in Brickell, like came and liked or followed or did something. They liked the picture and they followed me. And I'm
Oh.
thinking to myself, when I look at it, I'm like, wait, where is this? And how did they find me? And then wait, oh my gosh, they're in Brickell. And then I'm thinking to myself, how rude and bold of
Yeah.
you to come on the picture that I posted of their stuff and you liked it
Shady.
and
Shady.
you came and followed me. Like, oh, we gonna follow you because she's not following you or something. I don't know what they were thinking, But
Yeah.
I just remember feeling like, ugh, like, no, they didn't. You know, then I saw the same thing with the baby shoes company. I saw the shoes on Shark Tank. I saw when the lady actually got the deal with Damon John, and then as I began to follow that, same thing. Some little baby place came and liked the picture, and I'm always looking at who likes whatever on my stuff. So I look, and then they have like literally the knockoff of those
Oh
cutest little
wow.
moccasin shoes that they have. You're talking about $69 versus $20, but the quality of fabric
You
is
can
not the
tell.
same.
Yeah.
Once again, I was so agitated, but I remember God was just showing it to me and breaking it out of me so that
Yeah.
I can be in my own, because you have to get to a place where I believe I'm going, that drama doesn't exist at
Yeah.
all. Like,
Yeah.
that's why it's like I get agitated. Don't bring it to me because I ain't got time. This is not. We don't compete. Ralph Lauren is not competing with Tommy Hilfiger. Trust me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trust
Everyone's
me,
in their
they're
own
not.
lane.
So
Yeah.
don't try to compete with me. Let's work with each other. If you have your brand, you're a black business owner, and it is in line with what I'm doing, let's work together. Let's build together.
Yeah.
Don't try to compete or tear me down, because now you're delaying not only yourself but me a little bit too.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because that negative talk, no, that I don't need that. you
Yeah.
know.
I think that's
So.
really important to note too, because when you progress further up, you
Mhm.
see it's usually the lower brands that tend to steal from each other, because at that point you don't have that, you have the creative license, but you still are okay with getting away with it to a certain extent. But
Mhm.
like you said, everyone, once they have solidified their lane,
Mhm.
not really in competition with anyone.
That is
And
so true.
you've definitely done that with your brand, and it definitely stands out in its own lane. And
Mhm.
so I know that this thing is going to shut down soon, but I just wanted you to tell the people one more thing about your
Mhm.
brand, where you see the future going, and where they can get your stuff. I pinned your names there, but
Mhm.
anything else you want to let everyone know before we end?
Okay. Well, yes. Follow me at both Golden Cocoa Bean and at Born by the Crown. So Golden Cocoa Bean and Born by the Crown, so that you can keep in the know of what's going on. Um, I don't only post my things; I post other things that I love as well from other artists and stuff as well. Um, and it's basically three words: bigger and better. It's just going to keep getting bigger and better. And I am soon to release a new drop.
Yeah.
so so it's based upon a particular like phrase that I always use with Born by the Crown as well. But ultimately, it's Born by the Crown, bringing out the king in you, bringing out the queen in you, because we are those. And I want people,
Yeah.
because people have told me stuff like Africans don't like Americans, or Americans don't. No, that is not true. I
Not
think
true.
if you
Yeah.
look at me in fashion, you can see that is not true. We are
I
not
got
raised
love for
like that,
everybody.
and I know a lot of y'all are not raised like that either. So it's just a mindset thing, an education thing. But
Hmm.
this is a brand for you, who do believe in yourself, who do um, want to see better for yourself and for your people. So, and everything I do, that you're going to see quality in the product. Like fashion said, it's going to be quality product, and it's something for the whole family. So that's what I was trying to say earlier about Ashwa B. That culture is in me to in us to match. So I've always been the queen of matching, and I know that people like it because I've sold it in J. Crew when they had the kid stuff. I see how
Hmm.
much people eyes light up, and there was a need in the market that no one else is really serving to, and there was something that was always there in me. And there's just no way that I could do men's or ladies. I have to do everything for the family. Like I have T-shirts, hats that you can wear for your family pictures, whatever. I can customize something if you had something else that you needed.
Yes.
But ultimately, most of the products, it's for the whole family. You're
Yeah.
gonna see a his and hers, mommy and me, daddy and me, whole family affair. So
Perfect.
Born by the Crown.
Love it.
Thank
Love
you
it.
so much.
Beverly, I really want to say thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be interviewed by me and be the first guest on my new series, Testimony Tuesday. I really appreciate all the gems that you dropped as well. And everyone, please follow her on Golden Cocoa Beam and Born by the Crown. You can go to the link in her bio on Born by the Crown and cop her amazing hats, shirts, all her merchandise. Buy it all. And we will be back the following Tuesday with a new guest. But thank you guys so much for the amazing comments throughout the night. And I appreciate all of you for being here. And hopefully you enjoyed this interview. And hopefully you have a great rest of your week. So
Right.
take
And
care, girl.
I want to say one more thing.
Yeah,
Anyone that wants exposure for themselves, if they bought one of my products or anything and they want to be seen, I mean, just, use the hashtag Born by the Crown or at me in it, or even DM me. I pretty much look at most of that anyway, so DM me and I will definitely reshare, you know.
perfect. Yeah, you just got a question. Actually, somebody was asking about ordering a custom hat. So I guess they can also DM you about that too, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect. And any of you in the comments who have a story to share or who have a business that you want to promote, DM me and we'll get you on Testimony Tuesday to talk about that. So thank you all so much. Thanks for tuning in and hope you guys have a great evening and rest of your week.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much, Fashion.
Oh, thank
Have a
you.
great evening.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.